Good morning, everybody. DJ, Paranormal Response. And today I want to do another reading from the history of around 1932 or 33, I think. And I'm going to use my Matrix app. It took me 3 times to get this app started today. It's getting worse. I'm going to try and contact the developer and see if he'll do an update on it, because it's getting really hard to connect to the IP stations anymore. I don't think anybody uses this app, but I would gladly give him $20 to $50 to update it just for me. And that's no lie, because I've tried many apps in here and nothing responds better to the spirits that stay here than this one. I've tried static radios and they do come through. You know, I do hear snippets here and there. I'll hear Jasper's name, but they just come through with this. I don't know what it is about this app. Maybe it's the setting, the time. You know, that it's like a 1930s app. It has that feel. Maybe it's comfortable for them. It shouldn't matter, but nothing else is working. And I want to keep using it. I guess I could keep using it without the IP stations, but it acts a little differently. I mean, I don't want to turn it off. I don't want to show you because it'll fuck up. So I'm going to just leave it alone for now, and I'm going to see what I can do about contacting the developer in this. So let me turn it up a little, and we're going to read a little story here before I have to go to work. Hello, you guys. Are you here with me? Who's here?
No, wait.
Can I get your name? Who's here with me? Hey, you guys. Is this the best app to use when speaking to you? Why are other apps so much harder for you to use? I've tried other apps here and it doesn't seem to work as well. Can you tell me why that is? I hear a voice echoing way, way, way back there. And it sounded like Jasper, so I don't know what that was. I've never heard it so distant before. Jasper, are you here?
And when I awoke, I found
You're not. Where are you?
Down on the ground.
Do you guys want to hear a quick story?
No excuse to be bored. Tell them to stay home. The smell of fruit.
Okay. Well, whether they want to hear one or not, I'm going to tell a quick one. So, across the street is the old post office that was built in the 1800s. And, you know, since, I don't know when, since the late 40s, I'd have to look up the date, it has moved to Main Street. And my girlfriend actually is in part of that building with her store. So I'm thinking about doing a session in there also. You guys remember the old post office across the street? Did you guys use the post office across the street?
Aged and his mother waited.
fantastic story.
So I'll put up pictures of the post office, the inside of the post office. And I will read the story. Let's go. So this image, I'm going to put this picture up for you guys to see for now. While I'm reading this. So this image shows the interior of the Albion Post Office located near the intersection of East Bank and Platt Street. From left to right we see Frank Tripp, Leon Gilbert, Postmaster Daniel Hanley, and an unknown gentleman. with Charles Patton.
They were very religious.
Who's the unknown gentleman? Do you guys? Do you know who that is?
Oh dear, yes.
Oh dear, yes. What's his name?
No reports of truancy now.
So we've got Frank Tripp, Leon Gilbert, Daniel Hanley, Charles Patton. Who's the other gentleman? Note the image of Teddy Roosevelt hanging on the right. We also see scales situated on the back table used for weighing packages. Both Tripp and the gentleman standing in the background are wearing sleeves, used to protect their shirts from wet pen ink. Are any of those gentlemen in this picture still in that building? Can any of those gentlemen that might be still in that building come through and say their names, please?
To sort of get out so she would know.
During the earliest years of the U.S. Postal Service, the position of postmaster was one that was fueled by cronism and services as one of the finest examples of the patronage fueled by cronism and serves as one of the finest examples of the patronage system. Many recommendations for local postmasters came from the area congressmen who sought to appoint members of their affiliated party in exchange for political favors. For this reason, turnover for the position of postmaster was just as frequent as the state and national election cycles. According to local papers, Albion experienced a taste of the patronage system when Robert Titus Cullen was announced to the position of postmaster early part of the 20th century. It was believed that his placement in the position stemmed largely from recommendation of fellow Republican Congressman James Wadsworth to then President William McKinley. Dating back to his appointment in 1898, the Orleans Republican noted, "The Orleans American certifies that R. Titus Cullen is fit for the office of postmaster." How condescending. Several years later, the paper noted that Cohen was simply a tattler and a message boy for Wadsworth, who would be incapable of receiving 10 votes if put up for election. Cries for his resignation came shortly after, when Washington authorities prepared to push for his replacement due to charges of corruption and pernicious political activity. Was there a lot of corruption in this town, you guys? There was just as much corruption from law officials as there were criminals, it sounds like.
When they're gone.
It was alleged that Cohen encouraged the addition of mail clerks to the post office in place of acquiring machinery that would reduce operating costs and increase efficiency. This particular image of the post office was taken around 1933 or 34. We know that Daniel Hanley was appointed to replace Amelia Bartlett, who occupied the post after the death of her husband Chester in August of 1933. I'm sorry. I'm trying to hear this as I read this. The following year, Leon Gilbert was transferred to the Noseville Post Office. Hanley was a former postmaster who lost his position when the Democrats lost control of the White House. He was also the former mayor of Albion.
Gotta get home.
In 1938, the new post office building was erected at Main Street. At the cost of $52,000, the building replaced two homes once owned by village president Alexis Ward and local banker Alexander Stewart. Installed within the building was a hidden passageway that allowed for federal postal inspectors and local postmasters to observe workers sorting mail.
Away from here. Maybe we can get trapped.
The superstitious Hanley, still postmaster at the time, placed pennies in all of the desk drawers for good luck before opening the building for the first time. It was thanks to legislation passed by President William Taft and Franklin D. Roosevelt that reduced corruption and brought an end to the role of the postmaster in the political patronage system. So you guys, was the postmaster part of the mob?
Are you Mr. Carl? Into each.
How many people that were in public, that were public officials or even law officials were part of the mafia undercover?
That's all.
Were there a lot?
Nothing else to do.
Be sociable.
Could be so steep.
Were there a lot of law officials that worked criminal underground?
I want to go.
Certainly, I remember one.
So that was the story of the Albion post office, just a short one. Did you guys know anybody in these pictures? You remember? Were you friends with them?
Suppose you're taking him to the police station.
There's something in there about fuel oil that comes up all the time. I'm not sure what it is. It's probably just in the program. I ignore that when it comes up. Is there a meaning for the sentence with the fuel oil? Does it have any meaning, or is it just in the app?
But treatment.
Is there a significance to the fuel oil statement? I don't know. So Jasper, you're not here today. Where are you?
Family court doesn't respect.
Are you down the street? So do I have the mayor mad at me today or what, you guys? I posted some pictures of some crap around this town that makes it look like a bunch of scumwads live here, and it got a stir up on Facebook. So the mayor asked to be my friend, but hasn't said a word on my Facebook since I allowed her on my page. She just wants to nose around. She's the new mayor. So if she doesn't want to say anything, I'm going to delete her. Alright, you guys, that's it. I gotta get back to work. You all have a wonderful day. Stay out of trouble. You guys don't get in any trouble, do you?
Straight to Mrs. Vandam. It's changed.
Alright, you guys. See you later. Goodbye.